So sometimes giving tours can be very daunting, but with these few simple guidelines, you'll be a tour giving guru in no time. So before you start off giving a tour, you want to make sure that you introduce yourself as a resident assistant and that you want to engage the future residents to make sure that they have a welcoming experience while coming here at Southeastern. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to come over here to the main door, which lets you into the laundry room of Louisiana Hall, and you want to talk about the security features here at our buildings. So very important, you want to point out that all of our buildings have a card swipe access, and that this access is only given to students who actually live in the building. Very important that you also talk about the 24-hour video surveillance, as well as UPD being a constant presence on our campus. So you will use the keys given to you by Ms. Joyce, and you will enter the building. Once you enter the building, you'll be going into the laundry room, where you will stop and talk about that for a little bit. So once you finish talking about the laundry facility, you want to go ahead and continue the tour, but we're going to come back here to the second door. At the second door, you want to stop for a minute and talk about the added security features that we have in our building. So while the residents do have access to the closest laundry facility for them, if they don't live in the same building as the laundry facility, they will have access to the secondary door that allows you into the main part of the building. So you're going to come here and you're going to open the door, and we're going to go to the toilet. Once you get the keys, there is a little card attached to it, and this card designates the room where the tour rooms are. But if you're having a little trouble with that, that's okay, because on the room doors itself, it is designated with a roomie sticker. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and unlock the room and allow for the potential residents to enter. And make sure you do turn on the lights. So once the residents have entered the room, you want to give them a moment to walk around and look at everything, and then go into your selling spiel. Talk about the unique features that Southeastern has to offer for our potential residents while they're living here on campus. So you want to point out the fact that all of our double suites come with 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 armoire, 2 dresser drawers, and 2 chairs as well. Everything in the room can be moved around. The beds can be raised or lowered. And in addition to that, they share a common air unit and a bathroom. Very important, you want to make sure that you sell the fact that the residents in this room will be only sharing the bathroom with each other. In addition to that, you also want to point out the fact that the sink is on the outside of the bathroom, so that both residents do have the ability to be getting ready at the same time. So oftentimes by this point, you're going to get inundated with questions, and it's very important that you give the parents and future residents as accurate information as possible. If you do not know the answer to a certain question, make sure that you say that you will find out that information and give it back to them. Because you never want to give someone the wrong information, because they will remember you and remember the information that you gave them, and that reflects badly not only you but also the department. So once you're finished giving the tour of the double suite, we're going to ask them to exit out the door right across from it and stand here and wait for you to do a very important part in the process, which is locking the door behind you. Finish showing the hall, you want to bring the future residents out here, and you want to start walking towards the next hall, which is going to be Livingston Hall, which is also our single suite option. So this is the part where you should master the art of walking backwards, because this is the time that you'll want to give valuable information to the future residents and their parents. So at this point, you want to point out special features about our buildings. You want to point out the fact that the building that you just came out of and the building that you're going to are both honor facilities here on campus, and you want to also point out the qualifications for those honors facilities. That is a 23 on the ACT, and you must maintain a 3.2 GPA once you're actually living in the halls. At this point, you want to also point out the other facts about some of our buildings as we're walking. So you want to point out the fact that Pride Hall is an all-female residential hall, and that not only is the housing department held on the first floor, but that the University Police Department is held there as well. In addition to that, you want to point out the fact that we have 3 buildings of single suite options, because sometimes the future residents and their parents only believe that we only have the one, but we actually have 3 buildings of the single suite options. In addition to that, you want to point out the fact that we have Taylor Hall, which is the international building, and the one that is open the most because of the need to have students there longer. As you're also walking, you want to start talking about your job description and the reason that you're actually given a tour. So you want to point out the fact that you're a resident assistant and that you actually live here on campus in a residential home. It's very important to say that there's an RA in every building on every floor, and that we get here a little bit earlier than the rest of the residents to make sure that we're preparing the buildings for their arrival, that we do door decorations, that we do hall decorations, as well as programming at least once a month. But you want to make sure that you point out that your main role comes in when the housing office closes and you go on duty. So I like to always end that spiel by saying that I'm their first line of defense. So when I get that call, be it 3 a.m. in the morning or what have you, we're going to answer it no matter what and be there.